Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Piper Report. Republicans just introduced a resolution to remove Mueller from the Trump-Russia investigation. This is good. This is good. Now, this is political. I'm sure we all know it's political. However, that doesn't mean it's any less important. This is important. How can you have someone like Robert Mueller investigate Trump when, as we know, his whole investigative team are Democrats? Not only just your run-of-the-mill Democrats, but Democrats who have donated to people like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and the DNC. There is no unbiased investigation into Trump if all your investigators align with a party that wants to destroy Trump. So this is good. Also, Sally Yates, she used to work for the State Department. She responded to a tweet of Donald Trump. Donald Trump was saying the DOJ should investigate the Hillary Clinton ties, the dossier in Russia, and things of that nature. And Sally Yates said a tweet, something to the effect of, the DOJ is not your tool to use whenever you want, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of made me wonder, is she also hiding something? Does she know if a DOJ investigation into the Clintons and into the DNC would turn up some interesting evidence that could completely destroy her career or even get her indicted? It's a definite possibility. Like I said, the establishment is corrupt, both sides of the aisle, and I think many of them are fearful that they will be exposed. And it appears that the Democratic establishment is more corrupt than the GOP establishment. And at the time right now, there's a lot of scrutiny going on with the DNC. I did a video yesterday, or the other day, where the DNC is discriminating against white males now for hiring. They're being sued again. They'll probably get sued again for discrimination. They screwed over Bernie Sanders. Donna Brazile came out with more information now. Hillary Clinton rigged the election against Bernie Sanders. So the DNC is on hot water right now. And if any investigation into the DNC happens, it may even prove that the corruption of the DNC is a lot more rampant than people want to believe. And who knows, Sally Yates could be involved in that corruption. Here's the article. A group of conservative Republican lawmakers introduced a resolution on Friday calling for Robert Mueller to recuse himself as a special counsel investigating Russia's interference in the 2016 U.S. election and whether Trump's campaign team colluded with Moscow. Representatives Matt Gaetz, Annie Biggs, Louis Gohmert say Mueller should step down because he was the FBI director in 2010 when U.S. government agencies approved the sale of Uranium One, a Canadian energy company, to a Russian nuclear energy firm. The deal required approval because Uranium One had mining operations in the U.S. Hard Bastard did a video going over Joy Reid, AM Joy's show on MSNBC, where she just outright lied about Uranium One. She said that it's all conspiracy, and it's a conspiracy that Hillary Clinton paid Fusion GPS and has no business being even talked about. So she's even scared too. You could tell that AM Joy, that's her TV show, was hell-bent on trying to disapparate the Russia-Trump collusion narrative, or rather the Hillary Clinton-Russia collusion narrative, and try to focus on Donald Trump. Because they know that there is no case between Trump and Russia, and there is a case between Hillary Clinton and Russia, and the DNC in Russia. So she's trying very, very hard to get people to focus on Trump instead of actual evidence and an actual nefarious link between the Democrats and Russia. It didn't really work out too well. I think most people saw through her bullcrap, and Hard Bastard did a pretty good video on it kind of as well, so interesting, but they're freaking out. They're definitely getting scared. They're definitely getting scared. You can just tell by their actions, about their comments, and the way they're trying to flat out lie in their media shows. No longer just being biased, but actually lying outright. Where's I at here? Gates said the issue is that Mueller's FBI had found evidence of criminal activity that may have been relevant to the deal but did not bring any charges, and that Mueller therefore should recuse himself from the current investigation. Mueller would never, ever investigate Hillary Clinton, or if he did, he would never recommend indictment against her. Never, ever. Just like Comey, because they were tied to her. Mueller, the Truth Factory did a video, and the cat said that Mueller, I think he was caught investing in Russian firms, I think, a few years back. And the cat is pretty good, the kitty cat on the Truth Factory. If you guys don't know the Truth Factory, you probably have no idea why I'm calling her a cat. But anyways, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Many of Gates' Republican colleagues, however, have previously expressed support for Mueller and his investigation. Senate Republicans have even introduced bills to create a barrier between Trump and Mueller in the event the president attempts to fire him. I'm sure that's McCain and probably Lindsey Graham and people like that. Some conservatives have latched on to the Uranium One deal recently, pointing to a report tangentially tying the deal to the 2016 Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State at the time, and her husband, former President Bill Clinton. Remember, during this time, when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, Bill Clinton gave a speech in Russia where he received $500,000 for that speech. That must have been one hell of a speech to give that much money. Oh, and just by coincidence, Hillary then gave her approval of the Uranium One deal. So I think there's a pay to play there. And what's really interesting, and what you never hear the media talk about, is that during the campaign, the Clinton Foundation received lots and lots of donations. After she lost the election, those donations dropped out completely. They lost lots of donations and lots of revenue. I think the Clinton Global Initiative even shut down due to lack of funds. If that doesn't indicate a pay-to-play scenario, I don't know what does. I mean, it's clear as evidence there, like Saudi Arabia even donating to the Clinton Foundation. The Clinton Foundation is actually a perfect organization to launder money. It really is. And I don't think people are that naive where they actually think the Clinton Foundation wasn't created just to do that. No matter how much support she has from the corporate media and corporate Democrats, people know the truth, and they know that she's a criminal. They know the Clinton Foundation is malevolent in nature. Its whole structure was to launder money, and it does give some money to charity. Well, it has to. That's the whole point of laundering money. You can't just clean your money and use it. You got to get some a way to give the illusion that you actually are a charity, when in reality, you're not. So hopefully this legislation passes. If it does pass the House, I don't think it will pass the Senate, but we can hope. We can hope. Mueller should definitely step down, and frankly, I think the investigation should end, but if it's not going to end, we need someone who is actually unbiased, someone who is fair and impartial, not someone like Mueller with ties to Clinton, whose investigative team are composed of nothing but Democrats who supported Hillary Clinton and Obama in the past. Let's get an investigation with an honest person leading it, not someone who's politically motivated. And I'm done.